2 retimes in a week. Boy, they're getting spoiled. Yeah, with a game like this, it's a lot of, you talk about those little mistakes, and, in a race setting, you can't reset, or, well, it's ill-advised to do so, it's, it's a live setting, so everything is on the table, and everything is kind of put out there and to the fore.
So, even in this first level, which is one of the easier levels, there's a couple of techs that are being done. Limestoners correctly did the super jump, where you have to hold A for, I think for that one you need 23 to 26 frames to get it, if you jump optimally, and then you have to let go of A before Mario's, the height of his jump, and you'll get a higher jump than just simply holding the button. But also these little jumps at the blocks, those are corner boosts, and it's really cool because corner boosts push you forward usually a couple pixels if you hit them just right on the corner.
Pretty even through the opening stage. Now we come to Tree Zone 1, which is, I think for speed running, is actually a surprisingly difficult stage because there's a lot of tricky movement you got to do here.
Yeah, now this, I mean, in a speedrun, this tends to be one of the more consistent stages, but in a race, it's very easy to get off your route and basically lose track of where you are, and then there's a frog everywhere. And if there's a frog, you could get killed by it. And we don't want to see that, but as you can see, almost in sync here, the way they're doing the levels. It's mainly about getting your kill count up, do you want to explain kill count? Because both of these racers use the kill route.
Right, so the whole point of the kill count is by the time you get to Wario, you want to have 99, because that will make the final section before you get to Wario so much easier and faster. So what you're going to be seeing our runners do here is they're going to be going after certain enemies and in certain levels and really just racking up as many kills as they can. And there's some flexibility as to what you go for. Ooh, Limestoner's taking a hit there, so he's got to avoid a damage boost. Anyway, so you'll be seeing them just kind of working that count up as they go along, particularly here early on in Tree Zone, as well as in Pumpkin Zone and Macro Zone as well. So
quite a bit in Mario Zone at the end too. If the racers are ever low, the last zone, which is Mario Zone, has a lot of like extra enemies that you can kill without losing like any time. So mainly you kind of want to have around 80 coming out of Pumpkin Zone, but if you're a little low, you can always get more. There's always usually extra enemies to kill.
Yeah, Turtle Zone 3's got a nice little bit of volume there. There are a few other places.
This is one of the harder levels movement-wise. Limestoner's doing the lag reduction duck. masterkratos doesn't do it, and you can see that lag reduction, doing it versus not doing it, is the exact difference between these two runners right now.
And we're not even to the first coin yet. So Tree Zone finale, or again, they're gonna be going. I believe they're gonna take a damage boost here, and they're gonna switch to Fire Mario to make a quick work of the boss.
This is the scariest moment, personally, in the entire run, especially in a race setting. Oh no, Limestoners goes for the fast fire grab. That was the RTA strat, but that is not a good race strat because it can kill you. And a death on the stage is the ultimate nightmare. But Limestoners, yeah, that happens.
Well, I know, because I died in my race twice in this stage, so yeah, it's like, that's pretty horrifying. It's like, uh-oh.
Kratos took the ending jump safe, including he took the fire grabs a little bit safe too. And even though his Tree Zone time was a little slower, well, it's still pretty good actually, but it was a little slower than optimal. By playing it safe, he has a huge advantage now. This stage right here is the biggest, could be the biggest turning point, but there's a lot to the race that can happen left. There you go, Limestoner's going with the much safer grab, second try.
So 420 coin going in the slot there for masterkratos as we head to Space Zone, and this is basically a 30-second freebie. You just You just hold on to A, get a good running start, and just let momentum carry you the rest of the way.
Yeah. This stage can be an issue if you like jump too early and miss the bubble and have to go back for it, or if you, for some reason, like you try to you miss it and you try to go back and you get like not running speed, you'll lose like 20 seconds. You're better off just like running back and making sure you get the P speed for the bubble there. But really a pretty easy stage. I mean, not like Tree 4 where it's really like high leverage.
Somebody asking in chat, why is one of the racers talking? This isn't a randomizer. They are permitted to speak. It's not against the rules for this tournament.
Oh yeah, they can talk in chat if they wish to.
Right. That's their prerogative. I mean, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I don't. I prefer to race blind. But
I like to see where my opponent is personally, because like then I know like what strats to go for, and I'm crazy like that. It's just nice to know like if I have to do like certain strats. But yeah, it's probably better like for nerves not to look.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as you say, it's a matter of personal preference. I prefer to just go with what I with my own skills, and not try to press. Play within my own strengths.
All right, so Kratos is in the Star Song stage, also known as Phase 2. Just an auto-scroller, but a death here would be not a good thing. So the main thing is get to the boss fight and have a good boss fight, and we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, this is about a 2.5 minute auto-scroller, so enjoy the tunes.
Fun fact, one of the chatters, controller head in the chat, is the person who came up with the lyrics to the Star Song. It is now larger than life.
I wonder if Nintendo knows about this.
They should.
Nintendo,
Nintendo, to be honest, like doesn't even acknowledge this game's existence half the time, which is sad, but
kind of bizarre given the producer of this game is one of their greatest designers, Yokoi, who did the Metroid games and so on.
Not to mention the composer being Totaka. Totaku? I always pronounce the name wrong, but basically a really good composer for Nintendo. Totaka. Thank you. Totaka.
Mm-hmm.
Took me 4 tries, but I got there. Now, if you really like this song, one thing y'all should do is check out Oh Deer's dance moves. He's got some sick dance moves to this song. Instantly getting a response saying, "Do not check out his dance moves."
Or the man, check out his dance moves.
I'm kind of dancing in my chair right now. All right, Tatanga, the boss fight of this long auto-scroller. Kratos is gonna try to get. I believe he goes for the 2 shots and 2 stomps. You need to get 6 hit points worth. Let's see how he does. 1. Okay, good recovery. He actually only got 1 shot in, but he got 3 stomps. So he actually got 7 hit points of damage, and he only needed 6. Good recovery, not to die there.
852 on the coin there for Kratos, as he's a third of the way home.
See how limestoners.
Limestoners lost a little time there, kind of going through the stars.
1, 2. Okay, he did a 2 cycle, and he's gonna get a despawn. If you kill Tatanga at the top of the screen, it actually saves a little time. If you don't get the optimal kill to begin with, that's a good thing to do to get some of your time back. So not bad, not bad.
So a 44-second difference between our runners through 2 zones, but the game is still young, and there are plenty of chances for a turnaround.
Yeah, 44 seconds is nothing. Kratos doing a good job in a very scary stage so far. Macro 1 is a stage that's very easy to die in or lose a bunch of time. And then you need this Fire Flower for the secret exit, and he did a good job keeping his Fire Flower throughout the entire level. And he's good, a little lag reduction at the end, taking damage.
Limestoners, I'm not sure what he's doing here, but
Well, he needed to power up. Instead of taking the safety shroom, he went for a harder power-up grab that actually could save more time, but he didn't do it fast. He didn't do it fast enough to make it save time. In fact, it lost him a lot of time.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, I think something's missing here. He took the damage boost, but not the idealized strat. Controller head is quite right in chat. Ain't nothing decided till Wario. That is very true.
Even the boss fight, we've seen runners die on the fight.
Yeah.
Which cost it. Well, at least in the, I know it happened in the showcase.
Yeah.
So this auto scroller here is the reason we get the secret exit in Macro 1 is because doing this auto scroller is actually faster than doing the 2 other macro stages. It's much easier as well. Macro 2 and 3 are very difficult stages. On.
Macro 2 is quite long because you spend about a third of the stage underwater.
Yeah, and as you guys, well, I'll see from Turtle Zone 2, Level 2, being underwater isn't easy in this game, and there's a lot of RNG based on the swimming, which we'll get into.
We're at Macro 4, I suppose. This is a stage I've had trouble with just because it's a lot of tricky platforming, particularly early, because it's a lot of like elevation changes with where you land.
Yeah, so far Kratos, oh, he missed a shot, but that's okay. Oh wow, really good recovery jump on that. That's like a perfect level for Kratos. Very well done. I know he was practicing that stage a lot. Beautiful.
Very nice. So about a 1-stage difference through the halfway point as Master Kratos is on his way to Pumpkin Zone.
It's pretty good run so far for Kratos. He did it. I actually that he did everything like those jumps that Limestoners just did. That's not easy, and Kratos did the whole level pretty much perfectly, including the boss fight. I mean, technically there's a IL strat you can do, but it's something that you probably wouldn't do in the... I mean, the strats that he went for already are tricky enough.
So, Master Kratos in Pumpkin 1, which is a place to really rack up some quick kills. A nice boss fight by Limestoners.
Yeah, really good level for Limestoners too, minus the pipe entry at the end, but that's just a small little mistake. Kratos, yeah, go ahead.
I would say very nice platforming there by Kratos at the end of Pumpkin 1, going up up those platforms and taking out the enemies and avoiding the spike.
Yeah, pretty much as optimal as you can do it. At least in a race. I mean, like, we're talking frames. He might have lost on the last jump, but he hasn't given Limestoner any ground to make up at all so far, which is... Limestoner's gonna need a big mistake if Kratos plays at this level for the rest of the run.
Yeah, he actually gained 7 seconds between space and macro, so he's up 51 seconds now, heading into Pumpkin. So, yeah, it's going to take a major unforced error on Master Kratos. Basically a death at Wario, I think, would have to do it.
Yep. Pumpkin 2 is the first level that actually has what we would call RNG, because the swimming, anytime you swim horizontally in this game, you start a swim, the game checks to see if you're in an even or odd frame, like a coin toss, and if it's one, you get the fast, and if it's the other, you get the slow. Anytime you land and touch down, you can start a new swim. In this case, Limestoner's taking the slow swim, I think, brushing up against the wall. Which I think was the old strat.
Pumpkin 3 is an interesting stage because it's a lot of super jumps and very precise bits of platforming to get this to go as smoothly as possible. When it works, it looks great.
One thing we didn't mention that I'll talk about when Limestoners gets there is when you fall off a ledge in this game, Mario tends to fly off if you run off, like he's very floaty. But if you walk off in like reverse direction, you can get like a quick drop and turn around really quickly. Limestoners will be coming up to that as Master Kratos doing a little lag reduction here. His kill count's in great shape. Both kill counts are in great shape. Limestoners failed the first quick drop there, but you saw how much faster he dropped the second time compared to the first.
So Master Kratos is now going to want to hold on to his flying ability for Turtle Zone 1, because that will make that stage infinitely faster, and it will also save him having to use the backup strats. So let's see how nice the witch is today.
So the witch is 75% chance of starting on the left and then switching sides every time. So far so good for Kratos. Oh, but the witch decided to troll, but it's okay. A really good recovery for Kratos. He keeps his bunny ears. Only cost him about a second or so there, which isn't what Limestoners would have needed a lot more to make up any ground on that stage.
1631 for Kratos. Limestoners is about 3/4 of the way through Pumpkin Zone 4, so not
Kratos. I'm not sure. I mean, but I think Kratos is on a pretty decent pace, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't know. I didn't catch his what. Yeah, he's on a pretty decent pace. I'm not gonna say anything more, but it's a pretty decent pace.
PB going into tonight is 2646. Ooh, Limestoners had a bad pattern and missed a cycle as a result.
Yeah, so that's essentially what can happen, but a good recovery. I mean, he's gonna lose more time to Kratos in that stage, but not losing his bunny ears is the ultimate time save, because you can see you pretty much skip the entire Turtle 1, and you don't have to go out of your way to get a power-up for that stage.
So he lost another 6 seconds there. He's 57 seconds back going into Turtle Zone. So it's really those little mistakes that just have been kind of hurting. He got dinged in Macro 1, he got dinged in Pumpkin 4, but otherwise he's been, and of course Tree Zone 4, but if you go by the rest of the general splits, he's been matching Master Kratos pretty much across the board. It's just
not only that, but Kratos isn't really bleeding any time at all. Like to even make up, like Limestoners is actually bleeding time to him. Like Kratos getting fast swim and good execution in Turtle 2. That's not the fastest strat, but that's like a really good race strat there. So Kratos really isn't. He's playing, I would say, out of his mind. Probably better than he could have asked for, and he could even get a PB with this kind of a run, I believe.
Yeah, he's playing, kind of in that mental zone where you're kind of somewhere between, autopilot and sort of consciously realizing, wow, I'm really doing this. And, that's always tricky because you gotta kind of tune that out in a sense. You really can't let that get to you.
Like, you can see Limestoners, missing jumps out of water and little things like that, whereas Kratos nailed all those things. The only trouble Kratos had was he didn't get the Gordo skip, but that's only going to cost him on this stage about a second or so. Because of the slower power-up grab here where you get the carrot. Much faster to be big there, but not, enough to where it would make up any time. But this is a scary stage, this section here.
Yeah, this stage in general is, I think, the hardest of the second half of Mario Land 2, just because it's a lot of nasty jumps and a lot of them can really hurt you.
Getting another good coin toss, Kratos, that's another fast swim. Getting all fast versus all slow swim in that section alone is about 0.8 seconds. almost a full second. That's essentially how big RNG is in this game. Anywhere where there's swimming, you could easily lose or gain time because of RNG, but there's things you can do to minimize the loss if you don't get a good swim.
20:05 for Master Kratos. As we now head to the 6th and final zone, Mario Zone.
That's pretty good. I don't know if it's exactly PB pace, but Kratos going for that super jump there, missing it a couple times. Does the right thing, probably in that scenario, gives up on it, and with a lead like this, you just want to make sure you get through the first room, so taking the right decision, just making sure to get through. As you can see, Limestoners having a hard time keeping his power up here.
Yeah, he got a little ahead of himself there, and took an unintentional bit of damage. So that's another setback for Limestoners. That'll put him over a minute back. Got a good boss fight though. So on the kill count, it's on the kill count before Master Kratos took that one out. It was 88-87. Now it's 90-87. So they're both right on where they want to be. Master Kratos will probably go into Mario Zone 4 at probably 93-95, I'd guess.
Ideally, you want to have 91 going into the last Mario Zone stage because you can take out every enemy, which reduces lag, like lets you go for a corner boost. It's just little things, but as long as you have 91, you're basically good. If you have 91 into the last stage, you don't have to slow down to kill any extra bullet bills or anything. And Kratos has already got 91. He'll be fine. He'll probably not kill anything in this stage intentionally just to keep 91. And Limestoners, while it looks like he's down a little bit, he'll have plenty of options. There's 3 extra kills you can get in the 3rd stage of this world alone. They're both good for the kill count. They're both going to be good.
Limestoners having a little bit of drama there, getting through the end of Mario Zone 1. It's just avoiding everything right now.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. Being small in Mario 2 is something that I'm like. I mean, it's faster because less lag, but it's not really something that's fun. Like these jumps here. Doing them optimally. Yeah, Limestoners didn't do them optimally, but at least he survived. It's just scary. Like, it's almost better to do it the way Kratos did it and just have your power up if you can, or get the carrot at the top of Mario Zone 1 and have, like, plenty of help, basically.
So Kratos is now in Mario Zone 4. Limestoners is about a stage and a half behind her, so give or take.
Yeah, he did it. Kratos had a really good Mario Zone 3. He did actually not kill anything there, so he's like in perfect shape for this level. Should be on a hot 26 pace.
As in his PB going into this is 26:46 according to the handy-dandy spreadsheet, so...
Yeah, I think he lost a little bit too much time in Mario Zone 1 to PB, but he can still get pretty close to it, maybe like within 10 seconds. The castle, optimally, I think his best cycle is the 68, so that would take 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So it looks like he'll be able to get about just under a 27-minute time. Yeah, can't PB, but he can get a good 20. He can get a 26, and I'm sure if you told him going into this match like he was gonna get a 26:50 something, I'm sure he would take that. I mean, I would take that. It's a really good time. Anyone would take a 26 on the board.
24:03 with a coin in the slot, so he's on his way to Wario, the great equalizer.
And that's the thing, if Limestoners can have a good piggies fight here, get his kill count in order, Kratos gets into room 3, that would put Limestoners back in play. Room 1 is pretty scary too, but room 3 especially. No super jump for Kratos. He'll play it safe, does the right thing, gets through room 1. Pig for limestoners. Optimal kill. Ooh. Kratos almost taking a death in room 2. Let's see how his room 3 goes. Clean. Gets through. Very good for Kratos. Let's see if he can get through room 4. Every room, it's like, you know, one thing after another, but he's past the hardest rooms. He's in good shape.
4 can be done, and I'm kind of being a little biased here. Room 4, if you're a little off on the jump, that's an instant death. So like, once you get out of that room, I'd say okay, you can kind of breathe a little bit. It's like the worst of it is over.
Well, if you're worried about a death, yeah, but like it's still pretty hard to get the cycle like with like an optimal turnaround room. But when it comes to like the big death, yeah, that's the big worry is room 3 and room 4 and room 1 too. I guess it's pretty scary. Limestoners with another good room 1. But Kratos, utilizing his kill count to get the star with the spin jump on the face, gets through and did exactly what he had to do. I think he should get a 26 here if he has a clean Wario fight.
Good first cycle with regular Wario.
Limestoner's a little late in room 3, taking a death. That's something that can happen. That's like one of my biggest worries in the castle. And Kratos, one room away from a 26-50 something and a win.
Get ready for time and
perfect.
That will do it. So
very good.
GGs.
That's within 10 seconds of his PB. 10 seconds off his PB. That's what I would call a very sick run.
Yeah, absolutely. Finishes with an official race time of 26:58, but however you slice it, that's sub 27, and a very, very well executed run by Master Kratos. Outstanding work.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was very, very nervous going into this race. Like, he hadn't run this game in a while, and he started practicing, like, heavily recently. So the fact that he got, like, 10 seconds off his PB in his first race, like, with all that nerves, and considering he practices on a different version that he, like, plays on, like pretty much everything came together for him. So that's quite an impressive feat, given the circumstances and the nerves, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he's pretty happy about the time.
Yeah, I don't know. With nerves, it's like once you kind of get going, like you clear your first couple obstacles. I feel like okay, it's like let's go. You know, you just kind of let every little success kind of carry you forward to the next one. You know, I feel that's a good way to kind of go about it. But I know everyone's different. But that's what I've noticed from other runners.
Alright, Limestoners gets that kill on the star grab, uses the star, gets through through all the faces. So he's made it through the castle. It looks like he's gonna get a 764 here. Oh, the Wario fight, yeah. So basically, you can manipulate Wario's position by entering room 2 as the timer hits either a 4-digit, a 7-digit. I'm sorry, a 4-digit, 0-digit, or an 8-digit. Limestoners went a bit too early, so Wario went a little bit more to the left than he would have. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be fine. He did a good backup there, and he's gonna finish out here with a low 29. So GG's.
Considering he landed around the statue, you know, you could do worse. Yeah, Limestoners finishes with an official race time of 29:17. So we'll see if we can get our friends in for an interview.
All right. Good race. Hopefully I successfully muted my mic there. For for a second. Should be good now, right? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's the thing with this race is that really tree 4 death for limestoners, like usually that's not enough to like make the race like over, but Kratos didn't make any major mistakes. Kratos put up a time where once limestoners died in tree 4, you know, it was, at the time it wasn't over, but in retrospect it was. I mean, because Kratos didn't really give any time for limestoners to come back.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no unforced errors. I'll send invite real quick. Hold on.
Do I have an emote here? Oh, there it is. Oh, talking out loud. Trying to find an emote. Say hi to someone in chat. Yep. But turn that down just a hair.
Alright, and we welcome our winner of tonight's round 1 matchup, Master Kratos, to the chat. GG.
Thank you very much.
How you feeling, man?
How you feeling?
Hell of a time. 10 seconds off your PB. That's pretty good.
Oof, man, I felt pretty good. I got a few hiccups early on, but like, and I definitely could feel the pressure, like the nerves, like almost throughout the entirety. And that Tatanga fight, like really messed with me a little bit. I was like, I felt that was like probably my worst fight in a while. But and I kept at it. I mean, this is my best race, I think, overall. Like I did have a sub 27 on a weekly race once, and so the fact I matched that again is pretty amazing. I'm really proud of myself for that one. It's just yeah.
I mean, that's a really, I mean, that's one of the top race times of the tourney. And I was saying how, like, I know you've been practicing, but I know you're pretty nervous. So like the fact that you're able to conquer those nerves and like in like the tight situations, like where you could have died on Tatanga because you had to get the good stomp in, or else Tatanga could have killed you because it was a 3 cycle. But like you were able to recover, and like all of your macro zone and pumpkin zone was really, really clean. I mean, that's how you feeling like about your like performance? I know you were pretty nervous.
I think the performance was a pretty good demonstration of what I'm capable of. I know it's not easy to even match your PB in a race, so to come within 11 seconds, or actually less than 11 seconds of the PB is I felt was pretty impressive, and I thought I showcased the run relatively well, other than a few minor points which I could see if those were improved. Like I definitely could have gotten a 4x in that.
Yeah, a jump here, you know, maybe a missed input here or there, but I mean, overall, it was exactly on point. And when you needed something, you know, quick and clean, you got it. I mean, especially with your boss fights, Tatanga notwithstanding, it was otherwise right where it needed to be.
Not to mention, like you limited the damage. Like there were like with limestoners dying in tree 4, like we were basically saying that Kratos would have to make a decent sized mistake, but a consistent run would probably put limestoners away. And I mean, that race was decided in tree 4 since you didn't really make any major mistakes. Even in like Mario 1, you missed the super jump 3 times, but you did like the right thing. You basically just said, all right, I know I'm in the, you know, I can do this without the super jump. You like recovered really well, and you limited the damage and still put up a 26, which at that point was all you needed to do. Did you watch the race by any chance? Did you know where limestoners was? I'm just curious.
I didn't have anything up, so I was just kind of focused on my screen. It was just I definitely just felt a little bit tense. It was hard to loosen up, even because the further I progress into the run, I feel like even though I know that I'm doing relatively well, I still feel like, okay, like I still have to keep performing all the way to the end because I know that the castle's coming, so it's just a matter of time before I get there.
It's a good mentality. We were talking about that before the race, like the debate whether or not to watch the race, and one of the, I would say, pros of having the race not up is basically it lowers the nerves just a hair, and you kind of demonstrated why that would be the case.
Yeah, I definitely felt those nerves. Like it just, they never really left. It was like I calmed down a little bit, and then once I cleared Mario Zone, like I could feel the heart started beating faster because I knew like, okay, it's castle time, and it's do or die here. That's it.
Right. Yeah. It's like, yeah, as I've said, I think in the other race I did, it's like there's 2 games. There's the 6 golden coins, and then there's Wario's Castle, and like it's such a wild swing that it almost feels like you're playing 2 different games.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's the case when with the castle, because it's just even from like a casual standpoint, it's just such a huge difficulty spike. I think from the rest of the game, and I think in some cases it takes longer for people to figure the castle out than the entire rest of the game, because there's just so much going on. You don't have any checkpoints, and there's just so many ways you can die. So.
Yeah, like people ask me like, what strats are you gonna go, race strats are you gonna go with in the castle? Like, what are your safe strats? And my answer every time is, I'm just gonna do what I normally do, because nothing in the castle is safe, and I feel more consistent doing all the hard stuff in the castle, because at least with that I'm more comfortable doing it, because there's really like, if you like try to do room 3 like differently than you're used to, like you have to make sure you're practiced at it, because there really is no easy strat for room 3, and room 1 is really easy to die in, especially if you try to like I know like there's certain things in room 1 you did like that you're like more practiced at, like that were good decisions, but like times like trying to do like room 3 you did that like pretty much perfectly, so like that's the castle. It's just hard to do. Yeah, exactly what Tavi said in the chat. Like I had a run today on record pace that I decided to go with safe strats, and it didn't pay off because I wasn't used to doing the safe strats. And boy, did I learn my lesson. And I think that basically explains the castle better than anything.
Yeah, that first room I feel like is the first major hurdle, because if you try to go for the super jump and you're not ready for it, like then you have to recover because it's a quick jump to the statues. But then at least in a race, if you don't feel comfortable with the 3-frame jump, you can always do a little left-right when you land and safely get under the spike ball at least, which is I think it's a good choice in races, especially if you're like really nervous and you don't think you can buffer the jump. But other than that, I'd say like I felt pretty confident in the rest of the castle, like the propeller room. I feel like that was pretty much how I would do it in a run, and the rest of it was just kind of came smoothly. I think the second Wario phase was a little weird. I didn't play that as well as I wanted, but I was really happy with that run though overall.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you go on to face EIP in round 2. Any thoughts about that?
I know that he's a good runner, and having the world record in SML and also having a 2x in this game, so it's going to be quite a race. I think it's going to be one of my toughest races that I've had so far.
The good news is, if all else fails,
That'll be a good race.
You still have another bite at the apple.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go in and the same I did today. I'll just do the best I can, and I definitely have a good match. I wouldn't be surprised if he beats me in the race, because like I just know he's really good at this game, and so but
yeah.
At the same time, one death for him and another run like that for you would definitely give you the advantage in a race like that. And even not without a death, like I've seen him do no resets before, where he's had like Turtle Zone like go completely haywire, and especially Turtle 2 and 3. So, little things like that, like anything can happen. I think his first round time was like a 26:40 something, so that would have been a pretty close race in the first race. If that was like you versus his round one, he wouldn't have won by that much. So, and that's the way the game usually goes, is if there's no major mistakes for either player, it's usually going to come down to like the little things and how you react and recover.
So it's always the little things, my experience, regardless of what it is. It's those the little details. But yeah, no. So, but yeah, GG's to you, Master Kratos, and good luck to you in your round 2 match. Taking a look at the schedule, the Generals, the Mario Land 2, we have 2 matches scheduled for Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have the Beast Monster versus Chubaloo 020 at 3 p.m. Eastern. And at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have my co-commentator Adam Ferrari 64 versus Samurai.
I can indeed say that I'm excited for that, and these upcoming races will be very fun, including, I think I'll be on commentary, maybe solo comms, I'm not sure, for Controller Head. I think it's gonna be, I think that'll be solo comms. I think that was the thing was supposed to be we each did each other's, but I guess it doesn't have to be solo, but
1 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, Controller Head versus Electman. So, yeah.
That'll be interesting, considering Controller Head's one of the first ever runners of this game and hadn't played it in a while and years, and then is back, and that's exciting for this tournament. And not to mention that, but his opponent is very similar in skill level, I would say as well. You'll tend to see a lot more closer races as the tournament goes on, for sure.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike, you never really forget. So yeah, so I think that'll do it for us. Only other thing we have on the SpeedGaming channels right now is, I believe it's Metroid Prime Randomizer on SpeedGaming Prime going on right now. Always a good time. You want to see Metroid get turned on its head a little bit. Go and check that out. But so yeah, so once again, do give our runners a follow if you haven't already. A well-deserved effort by both their parts, and give me ProA007 and my co-com Adam Ferrari 64 a follow as well, if you so choose.
Definitely. It's a pleasure commentating with you and watching these fine runners.
Yes, absolutely. Likewise, a very good race, and again, congrats to our runners, and good luck in your round 2 match as well. I get to face limestoners now, so oh boy. But should be great no matter what.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Good one.
Have a good one, everyone.